What's up, guys? In this video, I'll share my top 5 advantages of investing in short-term rental properties. So our company has been investing in rental properties for 7 years, and as of this recording, we have 24 residential units for rent. And of those, 1/3 of them are short-term rentals. I recently made a list of pros and cons of short-term rentals versus traditional rentals. I'll share with you the top 5 advantages, and next time we'll cover the negatives. So number 5 is better upkeep and maintenance. When you frequently have a new set of eyeballs on your property, you pretty quickly find out when things are not working. Typically, things will get fixed sooner, and this can prevent deferred maintenance from backing up and wreaking havoc on your rental. Now, we haven't necessarily experienced this ourselves. We've had some major issues at every type of rental property we own. But it does make sense, and I hear it often from people who have experienced this firsthand. What I will say is that great property managers will schedule quarterly or semi-annual walkthroughs. And so you can imagine that even more frequent checkups can only be beneficial. Number 4 is having a place to stay. If you're buying properties that you could imagine staying at, cities that you want to visit, or in neighborhoods that you would like to live in yourself, now you have a place to stay. Obviously, this doesn't apply to everyone, and something like this really needs to be a sound financial investment. But that said, you can put a value on having a place to stay when you're visiting a certain city, or just having the flexibility to move around. For us, this works out well because we always focused our investing mostly in properties and in up-and-coming neighborhoods that we felt people like us would want to live in. Number 3 is slightly better interest rates. Again, this doesn't apply to everyone, but if you're taking a loan, generally the interest rate on a second home mortgage is going to be lower than it would be on an investment property. This was the case for us, and it is partially the reason why we went the route that we did with our condo in Chicago. Number 2, using other people's money. This wasn't our method of getting into investing, but I would be remiss if I didn't point out that this is a very, very effective way of getting into the real estate business without your own capital. A lot of people are preaching this gospel of rental arbitrage. It's extremely popular these days. There's a lot of courses online for it. If you can find a property that would be a good candidate for Airbnb, go talk to the owner, get them to sign a master lease with you, and basically you become the operator of the Airbnb, and you share a percentage of the profits, or you might make an agreement where you pay a flat monthly rate and keep all the profits and losses. So it just depends how you and the owner want to divide the risk and rewards. So really all you would be responsible for up front is a security deposit, first month's rent, whatever is required to get you in the door. And then the cost to furnish the place, which is usually going to be a couple grand, much less than a down payment. All right, and the number 1 benefit of short-term rental investment is pretty straightforward: better returns. Some people in really ideal locations and ideal properties will report making 2, 3, or even 4 times the profit that you would see on a traditional rental. We are nowhere near those crazy numbers. We are seeing pretty stable net revenue, about 30 to 50% higher than long-term rent. But for us, that's still worth it. And this is factoring in all the additional costs of operating an Airbnb. Also in this financial category, I would include the fact that we can hire our cleaners and keep them busy. We also pay for help with the management and operations. So this is a way to support our longtime contractors and contribute to the local economy in a small way. So those are my top 5. Let me know if you have any questions or if you think I missed anything. Go ahead and comment down below. In the next video, we'll talk about some of the negatives of short-term rental investing, and there are a lot of them. So if you enjoyed that video, please take a second to like and comment down below, and also consider subscribing and smashing that notification bell so that you'll see me next time.